Hey guys, how's it going? It is getting late. I was getting to the point where I thought I may not do this tonight. Um, my time's limited on a Tuesday and Thursday as it is. So, but I'm running out of time. Not so much to get this done. I'm okay. I've got until at least Sunday. But there's a lot of things that are going on that I have to deal with as far as getting this trip ready. Man, I grabbed a snack at about I don't know what time it was, and I'm gonna be yapping, which means I'm not gonna have a full night's sleep again tonight. I know that's gonna happen, and I should, even though I'm not that tired. And I thought it's weird lately. I've been waking up. Um, I'm not tired, but yet my body seems to be going on 5.5 hours sleep lately, which is really, really strange. Um, yeah, I'm not going to get that much rest on that train. The hell is it now? 9 days away? Gee. I'll be leaving Toronto Union in 9 days from now. So we're about to hit the 21st, longest day of the year. So storms have been really starting to raining right now outside. So we had some pretty good down, just thunderstorms, and it's just been like a few days of that around here. It's cooler too. It's a lot cooler. It's nice. It's, it's fresh change, to say the least. Oh, I mean, pleasant. It's looking pretty good for the next 5 days. So that's pretty good. But yeah, we've had I don't know what the hell it is. Just the humidity, and then just cooled down. Anyways, enough of the weather forecast. I got work to do here. I got a lot on my mind though. My God. So maybe I won't do too much. Maybe I'll just. Oh man, I hate doing that. I got 5 industries. If I just shut the hell up and do it, I can get it done. Maybe between now and tonight. Oh, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going into the save file. I'm just gonna go into. I'll just go right into an extra board here. Let me go over to Albany. Yeah, take this one. So I believe we've got 5 industries in Albany to do. So I'm gonna try a different approach. Maybe that'll speed things up a little bit tonight, and if that works, great. If it doesn't, Nolatron, he replied, or sorry, yeah, he replied to me on Train Sim and confirmed that there's definitely is an issue. I also mentioned the second issue related. I think it's all related. It has something to do with, personally, if I was a betting person, I would say it was the addition of the filter, and somehow it's not sorting properly. So the record, what happens is you've got this industry database thing that's going on, and everything sorts itself back alphabetically. If you add a new industry that does not go like after W for the next one, let's say, and you add it in, things start changing. Or I don't know exactly how it works, or keys, or maybe it's record number and it resorts itself in, and then um, it exchanges. Something's wrong with the index. There's an index that basically leads to the data, what you see, how it looks all pretty and everything. Once it's in place, I think it's fine. But I'll have to go in and check that. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I'm going to see about getting these final industries in, then I'll see what happens next. If anything else, I'm not 100% sure on that one. As far as I know, I've seen some stuff that has, one industry was set up for another, and it was really weird. I can't even explain it, and to say it would honestly, you would have to write down step by step every single thing to reproduce some of these things, and a lot of people have had a hard time reproducing these errors. For me, it's rather simple because I'm adding them a little at a time, so it makes it pretty. I guess it makes it pretty simple. So, um, let me go in and first of all, yeah, we'll go with 21 maybe. It's a little too dark. How about 2030? That's probably gonna be too bright. Not bad though. No, I don't want the sunset. Man, longest day of the year coming up. How about 2054? That's a good one. We'll freeze it there. Very nice. Okay, so good place to start. I only have one industry in Rent-A-Seller that's active, so we start with that one. And at least get the industry, and that's what I may do tonight, is just maybe get the industries in and see how it goes. So Wellcar Packs 2 came out. I'm curious, and maybe some people can reply to this thread or let me know. I'm curious if they will come up in the brand new AIs, because it's basically the yes or no as far as whether or not I'm going to purchase them right now. They're only $10 US, so for the sake of supporting Run 8, I'll do it. But I'm not going to buy it until I know that I'm going to be able to see these damn things. Otherwise, I'm not going to see them, and I'm not on enough servers right now. I wouldn't even buy another route at this point until I can commit to it. Right now, this is pretty much my baby. So, um, but things could be changing in my life pretty soon because I've been having a lot of deep thinking about different things, and I'm not sure what that means exactly yet. But I mean, I like Run 8. I like what I'm doing in Run 8. Obviously, I like it enough that I keep coming back, even though it's 10:33 at night and other things have caught my mind. It's not really, I would say, pleasant things. It's actually very concerning things. Those of you who are on my personal Facebook, and I don't let everybody be friends, by the way. So if you do friend requests just because you're in Run 8 somewhere and and I haven't friended you, don't take it personally. Or I try to avoid. I could care less of having 2,000 friends. To me, friends are friends. I honestly, I have very few real friends, and that's just the honest truth. So just having a bunch on Facebook and people that follow me on YouTube, I appreciate the support. I appreciate people, you know, sharing, but I'm not much of a Facebook person. The only reason why I share this is I try to do my part in getting my message out, or getting not my message, but getting the message out. And a lot of it has to do with what's happening in the real world. And there's a lot of soul searching that I have to do, and this trip is probably going to come at a really good time because well, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, and I'm with my son, so that makes it even better. So he's learning the tough way, but I don't want him. I want him to understand that I don't have all the answers, and he's going to learn that very soon, that I don't have all the answers, and that what I think one thing may not be really happening. But anyways, enough of that for now. Let's get with the program here. Yeah. I'll be probably pushing a lot more into real world stuff very soon. Not tonight, probably not before my vacation. Let's go to Selkirk here for now. Oh, good. Run a cellar iron and scrap has 2 gondolas. For now, I'm just going to put the industries in. And that's kind of cool. I like that. So only 2 gondolas, huh? Cool part about that, it kind of looks weird with the there, but whatever. Let's see. Cellar. Is that how you spell it? Probably spelled it wrong. I'll spell it like this. So, oh, I better. Dang it. Oh, Ren. How the hell do you spell that, anyways? Here. I'm gonna have to copy and paste this sucker. Then I'm gonna have to. Wow. Is that how you really spell that? Oh, it was Renaissance. Okay. Man. Okay. Let me copy that. Make it easier on my life. Okay, so here we go. So we got a new industry. I'll paste the name. Likes it. Very good. Industry tag is RIS. Done yet. It's on train B, local freight symbol B761. Yeah, that's the one that comes over from South Schenectady. And I'm going to go ahead and edit the tracks right now. And you know something? That's all I want. No, that's not what I want. Go back into that again. Let me edit the tracks. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the word film. Feed me. I know it sounds strange, but trust me on this. I don't want to change anything else. All I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm adding these industries up, and boom, just like that. Okay. Hopefully, when I go through, these industries are still intact. I haven't really tested that, but you know, it is. Okay, I don't have to worry about anything else on that side of Albany. I don't think Interstate Foods. So we got Transflow, Margen, Suburban, Metro Recycling. Is there any over here, or are they all that way? I think they're all in West Albany. Wow, that's full. Cool. Okay, so wow. West Albany Yard Transflow. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll call it that. 4 hoppers, 8 tanks. I do want to see the map on this one. Let's see how it looks here. Acceleration activity work. So they say the tanks are on 3. The hoppers are on the next 2. Okay, we'll see about that. They don't have the recycler, but I'm using it. I saw stuff there. Tank unloading and hopper unloading, then inbounds and empties. Wow. Sounds good. Now we're into B758, which is the local there at West Albany. And again, we will go to edit the tracks. Holy crap. Well, we got that one, that one, that one. That one, and that one. So we got our 2 hoppers, 2 tanks. Preferably by the little thingamajigs there would be nice. And I think that will... It's enough. Everything else is... I think that should work okay. Yeah, everything else is inbound. Inbound, whatever the hell you call it. Perfect. So once again, we're going to put feed me. Add this industry. And we're going to save it. I'll hit escape again, even though we'll go to the next one. Metro Metal Recycling, I think we'll call MMR. It's not going to have much. And new industry. Metro Metal Recycling. MMR. Wow, this is actually going a lot. I think it's B758. Hopefully. I'll check that just to be on the safe side. Yep. Sometimes my memory's a little bit bad. I'll type in feed me just to be different before I go in to edit the tracks. I don't think that's going to matter, but you never know. Alright, I'm going to put it on both of them, even though well, basically you want to have the car. In fact, I might put it like that. How about that? Put them inside. Fair enough? Fair. Okay. and add that industry. So Marjaman's Suburban Propane, just out of town. Maraham probably. Crap. Did we lose our tags? We probably did. Maybe we didn't. Hold on. No, we didn't. Very nice. Well, at least there's Suburban Propane. Let me double check the map here. Oh yeah. Still plenty of time there. Suburban Propane. I forget the number here. Suburban Propane, MPP B758. Industry. PP B758. And the word feed me again. The feed me is because of the issue. So that works out good. Oh, was that it? Did I miss it? Missed it. Okay. So Maraham Supply Company must be on that old lead thingamajig. I'm not too sure which one it is. I'll go with what the map says. Would be the Maraham Supply Company has like one box. And I'll copy it. Might be able to finish this tonight. Wait, I'm going. So this is the Maraham Supply Company. We'll go new industry. B758. And I forget what the tag is again. MSC. It's the last one. Ooh, MSC. Local freight symbol. Wrong one. B758 MSC. I did that the other day by accident. And the word feed me. Gonna edit the tracks. I don't care. I can have both of them. And just like that, edit, add that, save this, get out of there. No, I don't want to get that far out of there, and voila. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit right out of the program. I'm going to go back into it. While I'm in there, I may do a double check. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I would rather just edit these. I think that's the safest way of doing it, is just making sure that help me passenger station. I don't care where it is. Then we are going to go to reset to the system time. I don't like. I like the stars and all, but where's a good place? Let's go back to the hump tower or something. That's the hump tower? Oh, that's the hump. Man, does it look dark in here? How come in the... I mean, I know there's no brightness, but wow. Oh, it must be cloudy or foggy or I don't know. Set the system time. Apply. Really? It's darker than usual. This is definitely no moonlight. Holy crap. Like even looking at, yeah, it's just like looks like somebody. It's like they're on emergency power or something. I I think it's just a lack of moonlight or something. But man, since I'm here, I might as well take a look around and see how bad it looks. Whoa. I was gonna say we had a light down here, the receiving yard, which I was talking about, which isn't much, but it's something if we go that route. Top end yard doesn't have much. And really, that's about the best opportunities right there. Really, just bring it in, put the flashlights on, and set up the cars and hope for the best. I think that's the best way to do it. I'm still thinking that's the best way to. Actually, I was getting to read some forums today that I hadn't been on in a very, very long time. Um, I'll just say this. One, well, I might as well say, well, I won't cut to the chase, or I won't say. Um, Nothing to hide here, really. Um, like, I, I mentioned Ultron's name earlier. I don't, I've, I've had issues with a lot of people. But like I've said before, he's done, unlike people who I've had issues with, legitimate issues and gripes with, who think they've done so much for the community, who really haven't done diddly squat, except, provide a server, 2 or 3, and that's about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Hosting or having a server is doing something for the community. I shouldn't say that. I know what it's like. But that and alone is. But to be able to have, you got the Run8 Depot maps, you've got the forums, you've got, you know, I mean, I was just looking at the maps. That's all Nolatron. Bottom line. It's much more useful to the regular Run 8er, including myself, than anything I could do with RTS. That's just the bottom line. Not everybody's in. Very few people, I think, are into operations. Quite frankly, even though this is probably one of the best sims you can have for train simulation that actually properly does operations. I know I'm getting into a yapping thing, but anyways, I was actually on the Run8 Depot forums today. Now I am officially banned from that forum, probably due to my request to be banned, or there was an issue. Say I'm not going to go back into, and I'm not going to explain the story or rehash it or anything like that. But there was a time where I couldn't even read the forums. Um, I haven't agreed with everything. I haven't agreed with some of the admins, some of the political things that do go on there. One thing I've noticed though, and this was what I thought was really cool about it, in reading the forums is that nobody has signatures now. Not only did nobody have signatures, but we also have the Run8 servers group, which as far as I know, it's even though it officially doesn't say Nolatron has created it, it looks like Run8 Depot. It looks like Run8 Sessions to me, which was Nolatron's creation. So once again, he's done something for the community. Um, and it's something that I use. So I mean, my hat's off to him. I can't. I honestly, I could care less about whatever personal issues I've had, or certain decisions. There was all kinds of things. I was speculating on what version 2 was going to be. The admins, one admin would say one thing, one admin would this. It was just crazy. And honestly, a lot of the group of people who I prefer to call the good old boys club went from one server to the other. The server that I'm not even going to bother, it's not even worth mentioning anymore of them, but I'll leave that to your imagination. And there's a group of people, but I was reading the forums, and there was people that actually mentioned, even though I posted a message a long time ago, I says, don't post anything about RTS there. I says, because your message will probably be deleted. And I think, honestly, to be fair, they wanted to protect, they didn't want their forums just to be trolled to advertise another server. I look at the Run8 Depot servers, or not the servers, because I don't use the servers, but I look at the forums, and not for an advertising. I look for the forums for just information to see what other people are saying and to help out others. Unfortunately, I'm not a member of that forum. I burnt my bridge there, and I have a tendency of burning bridges. That's all there is to it. Um, I'm not very politically correct. I just shoot from the hip. I go ahead and I say what's on my mind. Even when I like something like Run8, which I love, I'm not afraid to criticize it from time to time. It is the best train simulator out there. Period. There's nothing better. But I'll get critical of a few things once in a while. Trust me, the Run8 team knows it. That's probably why I got kicked off of their group or their what do you call it? The beta team twice. You know, we're on okay. I think we're on okay relations. I try to be nice to them. Honestly, I try to be nice to them, but I'll defend the hell out of them when people start attacking them. Like I don't attack them. I just I'll be critical of a few things, and even Mikey knows this. I'll be critical of certain things on here. He knows. Mikey, I love this route. I joke around about the lighting in here a few times. He's probably even watched. Who knows? He's watched this a few times when I've been commenting. It just looks dark as hell. But anyways, thankfully I don't use it as much as I'd love to use the hump. But really I don't have the people at the moment to use it anyways. So I'm not griping about it. It's just it looks weird. But I don't know where the hell I was getting at. But what I mentioned about the signatures is had that had two things been in place. Number one, had Run8 Sessions been around. I don't think Run8 Sessions was around then. At least I don't believe so. It came around after I blew my cool with him. But had Run8 Sessions or Run8 servers been around, and people had the opportunity to advertise sessions or multiplayer servers, I've been on the Run8 community page, I think now for probably going on 2 years at least. I've been on and off it a few times for various reasons, but I've tried to stay away from being too overly critical or anything like that, and or posting videos that might seem detrimental. I've never tried to hurt the product. I've never tried to hurt the product. That's one thing I could say. I've supported this. I have never stopped running Run8 since this came out. regardless of any issues I've had with the team, particular servers, etc. I just thought I'd throw this in, and of course now it's 11 o'clock, and I'm yapping. But had that signature, had they just removed the signatures and had Run 8 servers, I'd probably still be on Run 8 Depot today. Because all I wanted was an opportunity to, number one, help people. Look at me on Train Sim. If anybody's ever seen me on Train Sim, what do? I interact. I try to help people. I try to do the same thing in my own little way. And yeah, I rub people the wrong way. I do it all the time. As people have said before, I have this way of people. I'm not antisocial, but I'm not the type. I see some YouTube streams, and yeah, they're just people are playing music, and you know, Price is Right music and all kinds of crazy. I mean, hey, yeah, I mean, if it's entertainment and people like it, good for them. If they're having fun, then great. It's not my style, but I try to entertain in my own way. Now, as far as I know, the live streams will continue to go. I was actually looking. Somebody was commenting on one of my videos from about a year ago, and Mike and I were running California, and I had the microphone. You could hear the click, 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 click as I was playing around, but I was doing very little commentary, very little talking. I was just running, and the microphone was open, and he was running the hump, and I was running, you know, the old yard. And this was back in version one. You know, and I mean, Mike and I had some great time. I miss running with Mike, but unfortunately, um, we went on different directions. Those things happen. It has nothing to do with other. I mean, personally, he's still an admin here. Um, there's no bridges burned there. Believe me when I say this. But I had to go this way because there was too much that was happening um, in California that I couldn't handle any longer. But at the same time, I also didn't want to run a shell of California. Um, Now I've actually been on Mike's server, and it's actually pretty cool. They've got a dispatcher that used to be admin with RTS that's back in. He's back to what he likes doing. Um, so I mean things look pretty cool. I don't know how busy they are. I don't know how active, and they don't need to be. Look at what we're doing here. I mean, it's basically down to myself, Gary. Um, you know, Chris will come in. I can't remember the other guy's name. I apologize. That's how that's how bad my memory is at times. I don't want to name names because I'll forget names because there are a few people that come in and out now and then. But it's just myself and Jerry are the main people that'll be on every night, and then whoever else may show up. At times, I wonder, is it worth it? Um, but I'm still having fun. So with that, I'd have to say, yeah, I guess it is because I don't want to be doing all that local switching. I'll do it if I have to, but I enjoy having the commentary and doing all the rest. But so why did I come here? Oh yeah, I wanted to get these industries looked at here because since we rebooted everything or did whatever the hell you want to call that. It's 11:04. I can refine this list a little bit more at a later time. In fact, if I can get that stupid Excel sheet to work, I might do this at work on my lunches. Save myself even more time and then find out what's missing. But let me at least plug in the data for now and see if I can go that way. So we start with crap. I guess I gotta go that way first. I wish the big screen would show up because I have it to do the big screen, but then when I go half screen, like watch this, see? and then I go to that, and then suddenly I don't have the big screen anymore. It doesn't fill itself up because it scales down. I wish this thing was all the way down here, and it just, I don't know. I suppose, well, I could do it a different way, I suppose. Yeah, forget it. I can read it. I can read it good enough. My eyesight's not as good as it has been, but so we're all into the M's here. So somewhere around here. We're back to 2-bay covered hoppers. That's a good. Oh, okay. Now this is weird. I've got the feed me's in there. I still don't. I cannot reproduce it. Is it because it was an acid car or like what the hell? I cannot reproduce this error because looking at this, it looks fine. It's exactly the way I left it. Or wait a minute, no, it's not. Or yes, it is. Never. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Okay, suburban propane, metro metal recycling. Okay, metro metal recycling has one gone. Oh crap, I forget the numbers. Here, I'll put feed me here. And we're at a gondola, we're emptying now. Yeah, 60 hours. It's feed me. I can't even read that from whatever. Save. I don't know what the hell is it doing. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I know some people were getting it to work right. It's just odd. So well they'll figure it out. It's some type of index issue is what I'm looking at. And the good thing was Nolatron was able to find the issue. Smiley's had the same issue. Something's odd, but I don't know how. Um, don't get me figuring out how to explain it because I really don't know. Uh, well, that's what I want to do. I want to copy that. So go back to Metro for. Go. Okay, Suburban Pro. Oh no, I don't want to go there yet. RJam. So we got one box car. So maybe you have to put the tag first before you actually save the first edit. Which is possible. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It might have been the order I was doing it or something. I went in to edit the tracks and then I saved it. Or, I don't know. Or it didn't resave when I went back in. Or... I don't know what happened. Can't explain it. But I'm not going to worry about it. You got to keep an eye on it. There is a bug of some sort. Maybe I haven't isolated it, which I thought I did. Because feed me is clearly in there. Run a cellar, or however the hell you pronounce that, has 2 gondolas that are emptying 60 hours. Suburban propane. Has 1 tank that empties every 60 hours. I did run a cellar, did I? Did I just do it? I think I just did it. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that yet. I gotta hit save. I did do it. West Albany Transflow. Well, that worked better. A lot better than the other night. 4 hoppers, 8 tanks. All emptying. Doesn't want to zoom up. There we go. Maybe I gotta push it harder. You just gotta hold on to it longer, I think. There it goes. Sometimes it takes a while. You just have to hold on to it a little bit longer. What the hell did I have it up to 60? Let's bring that down. And I think that's it. Okay, I'm not going to double check this other than I'm going to let me close this up. And what I will do is I will look through. Do I want to look through the industries this way? I'm just wow, that was it. I'm just like really scanning everything and just seeing if there's any obvious errors that are coming to mind. But I don't see any. So let me get out of this one more time. I'll go into it. And you know something? I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm not done yet. See, you know I still love Run 8 and want to do this when I want to finish this thing off. Because I got a lot to do this week. Early next week and whatever. Okay, so let's just go to yeah, let's go to lab operator. Who cares? It doesn't matter where I'm going. Oh crap! It does matter where I'm going. Yeah, I like that time of day because I want to see everything. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna grab a drink here. Not done yet tonight. guess my drink of water, I propose a toast that we're done the industries. I'll double check a few things, but yeah, this deserves to stay up. Usually, I'd be going if I want to get 8 hours sleep. This is when I have to fall asleep, but it's my 11:15 Eastern. My alarm will wake me at 7:15. Usually, I'm up before the alarm though. Like the last 2 nights, I tend to go 6 hours before my bladder kicks in. Of course, drinking water is really helping matters. And 2 colas this evening. My calorie count is down a little bit. Trying to eat a little bit less. Not like well, I really don't overeat. I don't eat the greatest, but I don't eat a lot of massive junk foods like bags of chips or anything. Usually I eat granola bars. Too much processed food, to be quite honest. Let's get. What I wanted to do was test this out because I was doing these little tests before. Now I want to see how it looks like under the with all the industries. So this is what the supply trains are going to look like. Now, the good news is, with all of this, there's only one. Ah, crap, I didn't want to put that in there. Wrong one. Port sub, that's the one. Spawn that one instead. I'll delete the other one. No, I had it right the first time. Let me go to AI status. Let me, B765 is the one I want, so I'll delete that. I'll put him on hold. I'll go see him. Take a look at him. Consist. Wow. A lot of shorties on that one. Not one SD, I don't. Oh, sorry. They look like a bunch of SDs. Or sorry, they look like a bunch of BPs. I see the SDs in there. That's a nice set too. This is what I'm looking forward to, is getting these sets into some of the supply trains, and then they're gonna filter into the local pool as well, because I don't need that many trains on those ones. Okay, so here we go. See how this looks. That's not what I want to do. So I'm going to do a comparison of what's on the tagger here. I'm going to go ahead and plop this again like I did the other night and do a comparison. Maybe I'll even add some data to it, just to run a few samples. It's nice to have samples of what gets called, per se. Okay, so I want to do I thought this was sorted the other night. Or is it still sorted? Maybe it still is. Actually, it looks like it is. Yes, it is. Okay, good. It's sorted the way I wanted it. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and green everything. I'm going to assume everything's okay, but I don't know for sure. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run some test samples. So what I'm basically doing is going through and making sure that the data reflects close, but not necessarily everything that we want to have. That makes I honestly I don't know if that makes any sense. But what I'll call this 1. These are my test nodes, or my test samples. Some of them might take 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. But I'm gonna run a few tests to say the least. Oh crap. Let me undo that. I didn't like that. I'll do 4 because I don't think we have to worry about any more than 4 potential samples. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm running samples through of what the actual train called. And I'm going to run a few samples. From a generation standpoint, I mean, this may not give me all the data. In fact, because I'm only spawning one of these trains per session, actually, I'm only spawning one of these trains every 4 sessions. 4 sessions? Wait a minute. Get my bearings right on that. Every 6 sessions. So one every 6 sessions, I will spawn one of them, and one of those sessions is coming up on Sunday. I think we got a 4 o'clock. Yep. So this is coming up on Sunday. So this train will be available. Actually, it may be available if we're running out of things to do. I might run this train on its scheduled start time at 7 p.m., which will be the 3rd hour of tomorrow's session. So okay, so we got ADM, and it's only calling for 3 covered hoppers. So I put 3 here. Let me just change the color of those, just so that we get this. Yeah, we're gonna go to. I want to go cyan, or I want to go something else. Let's go orange. That looks cool. There we go. That's just so it stands out a little bit. MMR, it didn't do anything. MVP had 1 tank car. Well, no, I won't put a 0 in there because I just want to make sure everything. Way is now another 1 in there. And we've got 3 covered hoppers and 2 tank cars. So 3 and 2. So now, because all the industries are in there, we're starting to see things spread a little thin. FGI is the next one with 2 covered hoppers. So there's one that's over what it was calling for, which is fine. 84 lumber, we got, looks like we got 1 and 1. I'm liking this. This for me is a pretty good. It's a pretty good mix, honestly. 2 bay covered hoppers, 2. Unfortunately, the smaller industries are going to be passed up a lot of times. Now, not everyone was. This one even had 2 called for it. That one had 1. But the odds of them are a little bit less than something like this. So you got 3 covered hoppers and 3 tank cars for flow. This one I'm going to have to do it a little bit differently, though. As provided it's working right. So TransFlow has 0. Cement hoppers, I don't think I see any. 0. And it went right to 3 and 3. It's odd. But it's what it wanted, so I'm cool with that. I want to see how many cars are on this train. 87. And that has more to do with size than anything. And this data analysis, I really actually do enjoy this stuff. It's the painstaking setting up the industries, going through the data, making sure that the data is correct. I checking data. I mean, I do enough of this. This is fun. This is fun for me because now I'm looking at this and I'm getting a sense of how things are going to work out in the system. So you've designed your industries the way you wanted. Everything here, keep in mind, it's that formula. It's dividing the count of the numbers that I see, dividing it by three, because I run these industries once every 60 hours, or well, 3 days. But I put 60 hours in there because basically I want to run it every third day of the simulated cycle, which, as I said before, 6 sessions for a daily means you're talking 18 sessions before you get to the potential to run every single industry. 18 sessions at our current rate of two per month when I'm not on vacation, or two per week when I'm not on vacation, is 7 weeks, or sorry, 9 weeks. That'll last well through the summer into probably, because of 2 weeks vacation, that'll put it into 10 weeks. So we're talking, to get to this point 10 weeks from now, we're looking now at the end of August. We're looking at close at Labor Day before we get to this point again, uh, to have a full 3 days go through. That's how slow things go. Once the fall hits, too, by then my son will be out of soccer. I'll be back to running 3 sessions, as far as I know. All things pending. At least that's the plan right now. I do plan on going back to 3 sessions once my son is out of soccer. And I could have ran a session the other night because my son actually had his game canceled because of a storm, but I was already down there, and it's too late. Like I said, we've had some storms in the air. Okay, get back up to this where WBS. Oh, yeah, no, SYP WBS to SBP. GC1, 2 bays. Acids aren't getting called. That's something I've noticed. I'm not 100% sure if that's an issue or not. I haven't seen too many acid cars come up for some reason, but I just don't remember one ever coming up. I'll have to look into that. We'll see. Have I had an acid car? I don't think I have. MCF has 3 box cars. 0 and 3. SAC has... What the hell's that? That's interesting. I have never seen that do that before. I've got... Heh. I've got cement hoppers and 2 bay, but the 2 bay stuck itself in the middle. I have not seen it do that before. It actually mixed them. It didn't put them together. I had no idea it did that. Kind of cool. It's actually refreshing to see. I have not seen them do it that before. Kind of cool. Right now, it's looking like the data is very reasonable. I can see it's missing some of the singles. It's to be box cars. Um, I might do a few of these trials tonight. I don't want to stay up all night doing this, but like I said, I wake up. Oh, 5 hopper. Okay, e-plastics. That's an interesting one. 7 covered hoppers. 5 tank. See there, it didn't mix them. That's kind of weird. I'm kind of taken back by the fact that it. I have 22 recording. It did it again. You know, I wonder if it has to do with the fact that they're covered hoppers. But that's just freaking odd. It's the first time I've noticed it. Okay, so 2 cement, no, 3 cement hoppers, and 3 of the other. Nothing for RJ Carmen. That's fine and dandy. Okay, we're getting into the loads now. So far I like the data. Data's matching what I have. Pretty good. Doing a really good randomizing. Like I said before, there's patterns that arise, but when it just picks one random set, I don't know. I don't know how the random sequences. There may be patterns in here. I haven't seen it yet. Um, but this is what happens. You run it over time a few times, and then you start seeing a pattern form. Then you know something's not right. But as long as I don't detect the pattern right now, I'm going to assume everything's fine. And then, quite frankly, honestly, if there is a pattern, it's not so bad when it comes to industries. It's much more evident in trains when you're trying to dispatch a territory and you got nothing but eastbounds being spawned out. Now, mind you, there's times in the schedule where there's nothing but eastbounds. I've seen it happen even with my schedule quite a few times. It goes. That's interesting. See, that's one's called for 5 box. See what. UCS calling. I'm liking it. RM has a gondola. See, Lay Cement didn't have any cement on. Again, is there a pattern? I'm not sure. Old Dominion had 1 boxcar. Okay. So now that we've done that one, I'm gonna go ahead and try one more at least and see what happens. So what I will do is I will insert 4 to the right, just like that. Perfect. We will call that one, call it 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Or do I want to call it really? This time they'll all change the color. Just to give us a distinguish between a new set. This is why I'm doing it. So let's go with hot pink. Yeah, let's go with the hot pink. I'm alright for that. Okay, very good. Okay. Now I'm not gonna reboot the computer. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it again. all spawn. Hey, some CSX. LSDs this time. All facing the same way, too. Whatever. I don't care. As long as one's facing the right way. Okay, so we'll put the tagger back on. I'll go skedaddle away from the noise. This might be the last one tonight, I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't want this to be a long night. So we got the hot pink cup now. Now look at that. ADM dropped from what's supposed to be calling 7, dropped to 3, and now it's dropped to 1. How many cars do we have on this one? We got a 77 car train. Alright, well, let's see how it goes. And one issue that often happens is you have memory leaks and all kinds of other weird things with variables that may be coming into play as well here, but I'm not sure. So we'll do the 1. Hot pink don't look good. This time MMR's got 1. That's a good sign. It's a good sign that something else got in there. We're all the way down to way this time. Again. And we've got 4 covered hoppers, 4 tank cars. Okay with that. Now I can see the hot. 5 BCC. It went all the way down to here, huh? Interesting. I'm liking it. I really am. Bush has 1 boxcar. It's new. Flo has 2. Well, again, no acid cars. Is that an issue? I'm not sure. 2 bay covered hoppers and tank cars. I have not seen an acid car. Still. So that's concerning me, but I'll mention that in my post if that's potential. I don't know if it is or not. Like I said before, too, I mean, we do things a little different than other servers. Everybody has their way of doing things. There's no right or wrong way. But I tend to, I could have gone back to RTS. And the structure is there to use it, except I have to redesign the program, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But basically, I decided to go with what the system does and play it that way. But I test the hell out of this. Like, I will go through with the data. 2 tanks that cover. Let's see. I'm not saying other people don't do single players and do single player by yourself. I mean, I don't know how many people actually get into doing all as much with the industries. I know Smiley does. I don't know how much he's done, to be quite honest. PB 2 covered hoppers. Okay. Thing for the beer that time. MCF has 2 boxcars, What? Where is that? MCF. Oh, all the way down here. Wow. So we got this time we got two boxers, two reefers. Um, Sig's got one this time. SQP has a boxcar. Very nice. Still nothing for the Matt Brewery. Had some yesterday. Three covered hoppers and a boxcar for MSCB. Exactly what it's calling. Yeah, the guys like Matt Brewery, unfortunately, they're gonna get hit, which kind of sucks for Utica. It almost, it's almost getting to a point where I may open it from 72 to 48, and then I'll see. There's a lot of time between now and there's a lot of things that are going to happen. But anyways, you can only have so many cars, and we're generating three trains. So hopefully, it's not if it doesn't come in this train, it has three trains. So it hasn't come in the first two trains. At that rate, we're hitting blanks twice. BOC gas was another one that has hit blanks twice. Renaissance Iron Scrap has hit no gondolas twice. Maraham Supply, ditto. So those are industries that just aren't getting stuff. And it's not that they don't get the demand, it's just because I can only put so many cars into the demand without depleting. Now I can divide it by four, which might not be a bad idea to be quite honest, but it's not going to guarantee that we're going to get calls, but we'll see. I'm just going to play it by now, and then if I have to divide it by four later, then I'll do it, and then I should be able to update things. And what I mean by dividing by four is what I'm taking is the actual data, which is about 300. There should be at least 300. Honestly, I should be dividing it by four. I think so. For one supply train, I should be dividing it by four. That puts it at around a 70 car train. I don't know why I didn't. For some reason I did three, and I think it was because I didn't want to. You can still have the roundup, um, but I decided to do it that way. Don't know. I'd love to get some of the rarer ones like become really rare. The only way to make ones really rare is to add more industries. So if you want to have them rare, you have them set at one. If you want to have them somewhat normal, you'd have them set at two. Then at least you got two shots at getting one. Um, then again, there's no guarantees. But if you flood them, you say, well, why don't why you could have just kept it at 300 some odd numbers and just didn't divide any of them, right? The issue with that becomes now you're giving a lot more precedence to the big players, and they could flood all your locals. I've seen that happen, so that's why dividing is better than letting, you know, and in a real, the best case scenario, what would happen, as I said yesterday, you want to have multiple supply trains that bring in particular commodities based out of a region. So if you have lumber coming into 84 lumber, well, that's probably coming from Canada or the Pacific Northwest. Likely Canada around here, more than likely. Not saying it is, but based on uh, the distance, there's a lot more lumber that can be easily transported from northern Ontario. There's plenty of lumber there, so you don't get it all. Whereas when you're in the western states like California, you're going to be getting it from Vancouver, Washington. You might get some Canadian lumber in there too, but there's plenty of lumber on the west coast that can suffice that. Whereas the east coast, there's not too many places that produce lumber. Most of it comes from. I'm not saying that there isn't. I could be wrong on that one, but as far as I know, I'm no expert on that particular area per se. But as far as I know, a lot of it comes from Canada. Have quite a bit, whereas New York State is more congested. Yes, you have the Adirondacks. I don't know if there's lumber that comes out of there. I think there was a couple places, but I think they shut down the mills that were running there. So I mean, there's the odd one, but you got a hell of a lot more coming from Quebec, Northern Ontario. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I got on. Oh, okay. So now we got the GEX thingamajig. 6 covered hoppers. Look at how many freaking tank cars. Now there's the reason why I just said that. One, two, three, four, 6 covered hoppers. Okay, look at the number of tanks that just popped up for that. It's calling for 7. That is not a random number issue. That actually is random. There's no pattern there. It just called 5 more. That's just. This isn't a random number issue. This is just. Um, I've talked about the random number issues, but again, that's a sequential thing, and I don't know if I can properly. It's a programming term. Sequential is where commands are issued one after another. Here, you're just generating a train at when you decide to hit that generate button. Because you're doing it and it's not a program sequence of events, you're controlling the timing, thus you're controlling the CPU. What could be sequential is actually going through the waybill file. And if it's generating random numbers on those loops, you know, okay, how many am I going to choose this one? How many am I going to choose this one? Think of it that way. The computer is thinking, is going through the code. How many am I going to choose this one? How many am I going to choose this one? How many am I going to choose this one? I know that sounds very repetitive, but that's how the computer's thinking. If it's not somehow that, how am I going to choose this one? How am I going to choose this one? As it's doing that, what's happening is it starts turning into the pattern. I'm not sure if that's an issue of a pattern. I'm seeing a pattern form, but it's only a second one, and it's going to take forever to go through these. So I don't know if there is a particular pattern here. I don't see it yet. But then again, I haven't seen acids. I don't know why that is. That could be a pattern related issue. I don't know. Why all of a sudden, why the covered hoppers and 2 bays are interchangeable, I'm not sure. Star. Seem to be, they seem to interchange a little bit more for some reason, which is fine. I kind of like it. Um, See, again, RJ Carmen didn't get called. Not saying that that's an issue. That's just the way it is. It's time now. Capstone's down to what it should be at. While we go into the other side here. Allied Chemicals down to 5 this time. Well, it was 5 last time too. See, here's you get a weird thing like that. Like Allied Chemicals calling for 10, and yet something like ADM's not getting them enough. But then you get this nutso 12 that gets called. Again, that could be totally random. I could live with that. That's just the way it is. GCS called for 3 this time, so 1 under, no big deal. APP, which is new, called 1. Again, nothing for Lehigh Cement. That's concerning. What's going on there? Is the question that starts creeping into my mind. Something wrong with Lehigh Cement? Do I have to take a look at industries? Do I have to see, like, what is that? Why is Lehigh Cement being ignored? Is that a pattern? CRM 1, then Old Dominion 3. Let's see. There's patterns here. RJ Cameron, not so much because it's a 1, but when you see Lehigh, who should be getting at least 4 chances at the pool, pulls up blanks twice, you start questioning it. The others I can't question so much, although Renaseller is interesting. There is gondolas on this train. I think it was on the end of there. Thought I saw gondolas somewhere. I saw gondolas somewhere. Oh yeah, Colt Recycling. So we are getting gondolas. But see, I'm seeing potential for pattern. I can't say for certain yet. 11:52. Do I want to do one more? Let's do one more. I'm gonna try to go to 12:15, and hopefully, I'll get my ass in bed after that. Because what happens is, when I limit myself for sleep or try to push myself closer and closer to that 6-hour window, which I can go on 6 hours, what ends up happening is my body gets me up at about 5.5. Used to be 6, but now lately it's been 5.5. I don't know why it's doing it. It is. And then it's just like 6:40, especially around 6:45. So if I can get 7 hours sleep, perhaps, what'll happen is after the 6th hour, I'll wake up. I always go to the washroom on the 6th hour. Get one way or another. So I wake up and then I can get back to sleep. I used to have a very difficult time back when I used to stress out about my jobs, because I would have, sleeping disorder. In this case, I wouldn't be able to get it because my nerves would be shot. That'll be me coming back from vacation, because then I'll be all worried about, going back to work and all that other stuff. Nervous energy. Start thinking about, is everything okay? And blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's spawn another one. Well, I see a gondola at the front there. That's a good sign. Let's take a look at this here. Wow. Let's just skim through this train and see what we got. Looks good. We got an acid car yet? Oh, another gone. Still don't see an acid car. Whoa! Acid cars! Not only did we miss them there, we got 2 of them. Okay. So acid cars are working. That's a good sign. Very good sign. Got some nice tanks in the back. Eventually I'll use these filters once I figure out what the hell I want to do with them. And the tagger again. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do tonight. I'll have some commentary as well, but so what do we got here? Yeah, we want to do. Oh, I already set it up. What the hell is that? We're doing it. Okay. I choose a color. What color do we want this time? Oh, the color. I don't want cyan. I don't want red. I want you. No, I don't want you. Purple. That one. I'll go with the little bit brighter blue. Okay. So again, like I said, I'm having fun doing this. And because I'm talking, my voice is going, so I'm going to get myself some more drink, because after all, I want to get up even earlier to pee. Torture myself. I'll be right. What I'll do is after I finish this. No, it's not food. It's Trident. What are these damn things? Trident Splash. These things are very cool. I'm not a gum eater, but it kind of helps with in between eating and stuff like that. Now, I'm not. Like I said, my snacking has gone down big time, but I find if I want to chomp on something, that's what I usually do, and it's good for keeping the saliva going and your teeth and all that. So it's not that expensive. A lot cheaper than buying pop all the time. I don't use that much of them. I might have a couple pieces a day, if that. I'm trying to eat more of it, actually. It's only like a few bucks. And you get, what do you get for a few bucks? You get 40 of them. So, much cheaper than pop, and the way I was spending money on soda. I call pop, sorry, Canadian thing. Soda for you Americans. You know what the hell we're talking about. Okay. It's like if I was British and I was talking about fags. Like, what? Yeah, they're cigarette. Say. Okay, so. Okay, no, we already had Metro Recycling have the gondolas. We've been having that for a while. Apparently, I forgot that we had that in front of the train. Again, are we having a pattern here? It's one, but still, you know. Now the only other thing to keep in mind is I haven't gone in and out of the program. That could be playing a role, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, covered hoppers. Which one we're at here? Yeah, that's so 7 and 5. Oops. Oh, there's Run8V2. Woohoo! Nice to see you. Gondola. 84 lumber has a center beam flat this time. Cool. 0 and a 1. BCC has. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking the variety that I'm seeing. Now, the way, like I said before, the way it's going to work is 3 supply trains come in, so they're dailies, one a day. Will come in. This particular symbol be whatever the hell it is. Can't remember the number. Well, it says it right there, 765. Ideally, like I said the other day, I would like this to be the stuff that comes out of Selkirk, like the 300 and 600 series trains that head to Syracuse. And then have the ones that come from 300 and 600 series trains that come from the west also become supply trains. But once you get that in there, then you have to get into the logistics. That's what RTS does really well. The RTS software, and I said I was going to talk about the RTS software. I've been rumbling about this for a little bit. The good news is after tonight, it's 12 midnight now. I'm going to go for about 15 minutes. I really don't want to go much further than that, but I know I'm going to because I can't shut the hell up. Dad used to be like this too when you shut the hell up. And he's my adopted father. I'm going to actually see my biological mother Be the third time I've ever seen her. We met 10 years. Well, I don't know, less than 10 years ago now. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, she found me. That was kind of weird. My adopted parents, they're gone now, but but I call them adopted parents. I mean, they're my mom and dad. My biological mom is not. I will not call her mom. Her name's Lou, and it's not out of disrespect. My son calls her Grandma Luke. Um, very, basically, somebody who I consider, you know, family. It's just I don't you know, I don't do the same. I don't. It's just because she wasn't the one that raised me. Yes, she's my biological mother, but yeah, I'm going out to Vancouver Island, and she used to live around here, and then moved out west, and yeah, this will be the second time I've gone out to see her. She's come here to see me once, um, in the middle somewhere. Oh, it was before or after that trip. Must have been just before that trip when she first met me. She came this way, and I think about it. Yeah, a few years later, I went out west, and I said I'd be going out west eventually. Um, it just doesn't seem that long ago. 5 years ago, when I was on, I still remember, seeing her again, and it was going across on the ferry. So yeah, I don't know why I started, but anyways, yeah, because my dad, yeah. Okay, Bush products. Where am I here? Waycross. Not Waycross. What the hell am I talking? It looks like I always think of that as Waycross. Oh, Rent-A-Stellar. I'm way the hell down here. I'm at 84 lumber. What the hell am I doing? BCC. Didn't shut up, and now I'm confused. Okay, Bush products. Bush products. We got another one. Good. Okay, so flow. We got things are starting to change a little bit for that. That's good. One covered hopper, one two bay, and two tanks. No acid again, though. Man, I don't know what's up with the acid. Is that because they don't call them as much? Some particular. What are we at? Cement hoppers. One, 112, I guess. 1, 2. SPB. Bush beer got ignored again. B gets 3. GCT. Again, BOC gas did not get any. There's the acid, finally, though. We got 2 acids, 1 covered hopper, and cement. So at least we finally got the acid to show up. Last time it didn't do any of them, which is kind of strange. Which is possible. 1 box and 3 reefers. Box. 3 reefers. Okay. Staring me. You know what? Um. 6 got 2 tank cars. Wow. That poor Matt Brewery. See what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. The other weird thing that I was seeing is that when you're over the length of the train, a lot of weird things start happening with the way it calls things. But we'll see. Because if I have certain industries that never get cars, I'll know there's a serious issue. And I've seen, I've seen weird stuff happen when you don't give it enough industries or you give them too many. I've seen stuff that never gets called. But it's been a while, so we'll see. Du- 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 X plastics. Okay, so 7 covered hoppers, 5 tank cars this time. We're back to that other. So we're back to the same one that we had the first time around. Okay, Owens Corning. Trying to make sense of that. Wow. Yeah, it really only does that with hoppers for some reason. 7. Man, that hit a lot of covered hoppers. Okay, what? Ignore some industries and then do that. Um, did RJ Carmen get ignored again? Yeah, they did. This is what I call a pattern. Look at this. I mean, yeah, I know there's some single stuff in there, but you got Matt Brewery and you got Carmen. Whereas in between, somewhere in there, at least we have SQP showing something. There was another one, yeah. Sealed Air, for example. VOC gas. I'm not sure. The ones are having a hard time, but then Bush Products hit twice. So maybe not. Um, Metro Meadow hit twice. That hit once. The other one. The singles have a real hard time. Not single people. I have a great time. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Ain't going there. I have come to enjoy my single life very much. I wish I was like every other teenager or young person, young guy back in the day, but I was always committing type person. It wasn't until I got divorced, and actually it wasn't even after I got divorced because then I wanted to get into another relation, not a rebound so much, but I didn't want to let it stop me. I wanted to go and find out the special someone, and I got myself into a relationship again, and it was okay. It wasn't the greatest relationship, but it was okay. But it taught me, it barely had time for me, so it taught me how to be independent again. And by the time she really needed me, I had grown my independence. She ended up passing away. But I hadn't seen her in a couple months, so it's kind of strange. We were dating, but I hadn't seen her in a couple months. It was just an odd relationship. And I went to the funeral, and nobody knew who I was. It was just scary. I felt so freaking out of place. But I miss her at times. Not a big deal. And I know it was much more of a big deal to her friends. I see the Facebook posts all the time, and all those. Oh, Debbie. I honestly I can't remember which day she passed away. I know it was around Christmas or something. She's in a coma, but um, I it didn't. She was slowly becoming less part of my life, anyways. And then that was the last girlfriend I've ever had, and I have been single and not wanting anybody for gotta be around feels like 3 to 4 years now. Actually, it might have been. Was it? No, it wasn't 5. I'm trying to think. No, it was after I came back. So it was about, yeah, 3.5 years, say, I guess. Well, it was in between my last trip and, yeah, 3.5 years. Been about 3.5 years. Sometimes I wonder about dating. Come to my senses. Okay. Oh Jesus, it's 12:11, and I keep beating my deadlines here. Okay, so I think I've done this now. 92 cars. The patterns are the patterns. You know, and once again, Lehigh Cement, even though it's calling for 4 cement hoppers, says the hell with you. I gotta take a look at that for a minute. Might as well just since I'm not doing anything. Let me. I don't know why I'm deleting that either. So Lehigh Cement, whatever the hell you want to call it, is screwed up. That's why. That's supposed to be 4. So I'll save that now. Was there any other weird ones that I saw? I can't remember. So that'll improve that one, or it should, anyways. That was a single. BOC gas was one that didn't. BOC Renestellar did finally. Maraham, we just put that one in. So Maraham BOC, and Matt Brewery for some reason, and RJ Carmen. Let's see what we got. Okay, so BOC's showing 1 tank, which I think is right. Should be fine. One covered hopper. One. I mean, no surprises there to me. I mean, everything else looks fine. Okay. So, yeah, it is what it is. That little rear looked like the track was tough and all in. So what do we got here? Watch the clouds for a few seconds while I yap. Sun. So yeah, I promise this is the last. I'll just comment for 15 minutes and then call it a night. If it takes that long, I don't think it's going to be. That's all the testing I'm going to do. I think the industries are set up. So the good thing about where we're at right now, and yeah, I'm going to talk and chew gum, just because. So I always sound while I'm chewing gum. But anyways, it tastes good, and wow, sinuses are getting. I think so. Where'd that cloud go? Woohoo. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be 15 minutes. Just pardon me for 1 second. I just got my nostrils. Okay, that's better. Oh, now I don't feel like I'm pinching my nose while I'm talking. Okay, so wow, I should have done that a long time ago. The clouds go anyways. Well, they're down here now. Cool. Any other clouds coming? This looks like a crown again. Um. So, anyways, the good news is where we're at right now. The industries are set. I may have to double check a few things. I may have to do some very minor tweaks, but other than that, we're set. Everything is set the way I want it. There's going to be some tweaks, but now the in between days are now going to slowly, with the exception of getting ready for this trip, they're going to slowly become nothing. So I won't be on at least my own server. What's this cat doing in my window? Yeah, here. Boo. Hey, Boo. That you? Yeah, my window. Hi, Boo. I don't know. But, sorry. Cat distract. Cat's name's Boo, I think. At least that's what the tag says. It says. Assume that's. But, so the way we have it now is I'll be doing the session on Wednesday. After that, it'll just be Wednesdays and Sundays as far as doing anything my with my server. Um, I'm now. This will basically mean I'm clear for the rest of the week. The only day I have that I may have some time is Tuesday, where I might start going on to other servers and I'll do some cab rides. I might go on to Mike's server, a few other things, and do live streams there. Um, so I'm thinking about that because I'm not seeing my son next Tuesday because he's getting ready for the, getting a few things ready or whatever he's doing from his mom's end. So that's good. Now, this is the short term of what I'm talking about, and the reason what I'm getting to is for over 2 weeks, I am going to be off the grid. Um, at least that's the plan. I don't plan on checking my email. I don't have a server that I have to check on. I have admins, as I said the other day, who will check the forums. Everything here, as far as my house and everything, is secure. So I'm not worried about anything here to have to worry about. You know, this place is secure. I have plenty of security. So even though I'm announcing to the world that yes, I'm going on vacation, I live with others. It's all covered. That's why I don't mind saying that. If I lived on my own, or sorry, if I didn't live with other people around or had people watching me that can keep an eye on things for me, then I wouldn't be advertising to the world. Yeah, I'm going on vacation for over 2 weeks on all of YouTube, but I am. So it's going to be a time for me to really think about where I want to go next. Now, one thing is for certain from a financial standpoint, I've got to make some drastic change, not drastic changes, but I have to make some serious changes. I already have started that. I started doing that probably about a month or two ago. The way that what groceries I was eating, not drinking as much cola, so not purchasing as much, and not eating as out as much as far as fast food goes. I mean, that's all going to go to hell in the next two, or not the next 2 weeks, but once I go on vacation, that whole thing's going to go to hell. Everything's out of the window because I won't be able to, um, on the train, cook the meals that I can cook or do the things that I normally would. So, but I'll still have pretty much all the snacks that I would have here. I'm taking with me on the train, so they'll be available. So I'm not worried about that. That's fine. But when I return, it will be so I'm leaving just at the end of June, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday night. And I will be returning around the 15th or something. I may do a session on that Sunday, whatever that day is. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I'm going to be off the grid. I'm not checking emails. I'm going to try to avoid everything. I'm actually going to try to avoid media because that's not so much to me. I don't really pay attention to the media. I don't even watch TV other than professional wrestling, as I've said before, and I'm trying to get my son out of that. Although I did enjoy watching a pay-per-view from that was DVR'd from this past weekend. But these are some of the things that have an additional cost in my life that I'm trying to eliminate. Just because I enjoy something doesn't mean, I have to keep spending money towards it. There's a lot of things I do enjoy. I enjoy bowling, for example. I haven't bowled in years. The reason why I stopped doing was because really I couldn't afford to do it. It was too much and took time. Everything's decisions. As far as I know, Run8 will still be a part of my life back, at least at this point. How long that lasts, I'm not sure. Because I'm going to be thinking about a lot of things. And Mike actually had this, he went on a similar train trip. It was kind of funny because I was talking about Mike earlier. And he went on a trip and he was still, he brought the server down for California. I think he brought, I can't remember, or maybe kept it up, or you tried to keep it up as much as he can, or his son was watching it, or something. I can't remember. But when he came back, he decided that he was going to be giving up the RTS California server. There has never been an art other than a 2 day stint or whatever. There has never really been another RTS California server, and it's kind of weird because it is the main route or the main world. But from an RTS standpoint, it is a monster to control. Mike has his server now, and he's basically taking a little bit of a different approach. He made the decision that he wanted to go to his own platform, which I totally understand because I've been in that situation before where I had a platform that was offered to me, and then I decided he's even offered to allow me to use his platform as opposed to the wiki of forums, and I declined. Um, to have like have my forms there or something like that. I forget what that was all about, but anyways, I decided no, despite the fact that the forms are not very user friendly on RTS Wikia, I'm still using them. So they're not busy enough to warn. Otherwise, I'll keep using them. People can get used to. I'm used to it. Other people can get used to it too. Big deal. So, um, so where am I getting at with this here? Um, as I was saying before, as I'm off the grid, I'm gonna try to avoid worrying about what's going on in the world. I don't have stress issues, but I am certainly very concerned about a lot of things. Um, we are in a massive bubble economy, and what you're seeing is escalation wide. That this thing is just getting absolutely crazy. The media's gone nuts. They're absolutely gone absolute stupid with all this whole Trump thing. Like, I guess I'm a Trump fan. Okay. One thing I'm starting to learn though is, despite the fact that I'm a supporter of Trump, and despite the fact that I do think that there's a lot that he can't get done because of government that's under him, I also think there's a lot of what he referred to bubble economy and what he referred to as intervention in places like Syria and poking at Russia and all that. He seems to be compromised to me. At least it seems that way. He seems to be compromised, and he also has his supporters that will still spin whatever to support him. Now, that being said, I don't buy what what the media is saying is totally false. Most of it is they're on these all rabbit holes. It's a divide and conquer thing. It's, Republican, Democrat, left, right. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm more of a conservative. I've been on the left side though. I've heck, I liked Obama for 4 8 years, or I didn't like him for 4 8 years, but I gave him a shot when the first time around, and then I thought the second time around was when I started having doubts, but it was, that was when my mind was starting to change about him and about my whole policy of how I was feeling. And lately I'm starting to really start thinking about what's really going on in the world, and there's a lot of these things. The reason why I'm getting to is not so much about my fears of the world. I don't want to get into that. Um, and I know that has nothing to do with it. Doesn't have anything to do with the Run 8. It doesn't have anything to do with RTS. But I want to put this in context, because what's going to happen, I'm either going to go one of two ways. I'm either going to start dividing into becoming more, this channel is actually going to divide, and I'm going to start focusing on some of these real world issues. And that's what may happen on the days that I'm not running the server. I may have several different podcasts. I might branch out into various brands. I might start looking into other programs, other simulators as well. I haven't decided yet. I'm still 100% behind Run 8. That's not changed. Um, I'm still having fun. So that, why should I change that? And it's not costing me anything. And I'm not giving up my internet. That's my one. That's my one link to at least finding or learning what's really going on in the world and trying to decipher through the BS and, you know, propaganda and all that other garbage that's out there. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to get that off my chest, because I know there's people who want to see the RTS software. The bottom line is, if I feel there's an urgency for it, then I'll develop it. But the RTS, in the next, like I said, starting Thursday or even tomorrow, I might be preparing as well. Starting Wednesday or Thursday, I have some serious uh, preparing to do for that week, the next week. I'll still run the sessions as I plan, but I'll be preparing for my trip. I still have to finalize a few things, especially what the hell I'm going to do for a rental car, because I've already seen that some are booked, and it's a holiday weekend by the time I get there, which doesn't bode well. Public transportation's interesting, considering the fact that I'm going to be arriving in Vancouver, BC, which is the mainland. I'm going to Vancouver Island. There is public transportation to it, but I don't know much about it, and I have to research it. I have to get a certain amount of clothes ready. I may have to buy some clothes. I don't think I'm going to stick I'd rather have a few extra clothes as opposed to worrying too much about laundry, although I do plan on doing it. So those sort of things that I have to get going, and I know it's 12:30, and it's only gonna be a couple more minutes, I promise. But I just wanted to cover that. Yes, I know that there's a certain need for the RTS software. Um, I've already demonstrated tonight where that need could fit in. But unless I have right now, I'm kind of in an island, and yeah, this is gonna go this is gonna go further than 2 minutes, unfortunately. So, I mean, if I'm boring you, everybody has the ability to close a window. It's not like I'm keeping you up, but it's just gonna be one of those nights. So maybe I'll sleep tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I'll do. After the session tomorrow, I'm just gonna go to bed. But yeah, what's I guess what's really going to start happening, uh, Ween, or no, I'm sorry, that's not what I was I'm basically always have been kind of an island to myself. Yes, I have a following. Right now, my server has, like I said before, we got myself, Jerry, are our the main guys. Everybody else comes and goes. A lot changed when Mike decided that he still wanted to do California. Hey, I was the one that said I wanted to do Selkirk. Nobody, you know, wasn't trying to twist people's arms or anything like that. Um, so, this was my decision. A lot of people that were also, like Ski, for example, has been very busy. There's been a lot of people who've been very busy over the years. People are having to work a lot more for a lot less for a very long time, which goes in, round circle of what the world's becoming. It's a little crazy, actually. But It'll be interesting to see how things kind of unfold coming forward. That's kind of the short term, but long term things are going to be changing because yes, I'm an island to myself, but if I'm to really put in the energy to develop RTS to a version 2, look how long it took me to do these industries and how much I procrastinated. It's a great day. I got them done. I got everything that I needed to get done to say, here we go. Now, I mean, there's guides there's all kinds of crap I do. Number one, I'm not gonna bother too much to worry about guides if it's just myself and Jerry. I can show Jerry what he needs to do and teach anybody else for that matter. It's not a big deal. They can learn on the fly. So, I mean, I might put screenshots of where particular industries are, like I would be doing. I've already done the screenshots. I may post them. I may put articles time to time, but I'm not going to put too much more investment, at least in the short term, uh, or even midterm, in regards to Selkirk. And once the fall hits, the plan right now is to go to three, back to three sessions per week, just because I enjoy running sessions. I enjoy running them. Um, that's the plan, at least right now. Plans do change. I'll wait and see how it goes. Really, the only person, like I said, that this is affecting someone is like talking to anybody really at this point. And I've heard a lot of other people say, oh yeah, I'll get in when I'm ready and all that other stuff, blah blah blah. You know, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do it for me. Um, and that part's cool. But I need to know. not just from the people who I know would really like to see. Um, he wants to see. He definitely wants to see an RTS version 2. Uh, Mike definitely wants to see an RTS version 2. Despite the fact that Mike has his own server, he's still very prominently supportive of RTS. Um, so I just need to know. I know from these guys. What I need to know is how important is it, and if I'm going to do the work, is it something? Now I'm on the Run8 Depot forums. I'm watching them again, and I'm actually that's something that I'm going to add to my list of things to do in my spare time is to keep up to date with what's happening at Run8 Depot. There was a time where I was blocked to even do that. I would love to participate. I'd love to be part of the the Run8 Depot forums again. Maybe I'll talk to Nolatron. I don't know. It seems like at one time he was paying attention. Somebody was letting him know on these videos because it was kind of strange because anytime I noticed an issue with Run8 servers, all of a sudden somebody fixed it. It's like I don't know, but who knows? Sometimes I get 100 views, sometimes I get 50, sometimes 100. Some of my older videos have over 1,000 views. Not a big deal. I got 300 subscribers. Uh, like I said, I'm not worried about numbers and subscribers and friends and all that other stuff. And yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling, but I just wanted to touch base with you guys. For those of you that are still curious as to what's going on. But like I said, I'm an island to myself. Because I am not on posting or being able to post. The only place that I'm active is Train Sim posting, and that place, that is not necessarily a beehive of activity for Run8. I'll do what I can and even when I post on my forums, I don't get much of a response a lot of times, so it is what it is. So I'd love to do something. I'd love to program something. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get my son. I'll talk to him Thursday. Maybe I'll get him to bring his computer over on the weekend, and perhaps I'll do a little programming while I'm away. But honestly, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to waste the time on a train trip, despite the fact that there is boredom at times. I don't think I want to waste my time programming. Nah. Um, so RTS can wait as far as I'm. Everything else, I mean, I've got this far. The server's going to be the way it's set up. It's looking good. I'm going to continue to broadcast as of tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully, who knows? We might run the supply train in the third hour tomorrow. See how it goes. But anyways, like I said, I'm rambling, so I'm done. Done rambling. Done looking at the clouds here, which I'm not really looking. I'm just talking. But anyways, guys, that's it for tonight. Sorry that kept you suspense for all that. Wasn't really that much important, but anyways, thought I'd get that out, and now it's out in the open, and who knows, who knows. But anyways, that's all I got to say for now. So I'll comment more tomorrow during the session. Probably the best time to do it is during the sessions. Silly thing. We'll talk to you then.